What would you do if you were abandoned in the wilderness? A piece of cloth next to a stranger. No food, no water. There are no modern tools. Beyond the body and the will. Erin is a former Air Force veteran. She's a policewoman in Alaska, with real combat experience and a heart of steel. Marilyn is a top 40 professional boxer in the United States, tough and indomitable. They met without knowing each other, without trust. We have to cooperate if we want to survive. 21 days in the sacred forest of poisonous water, they had to hunt camp, avoid animals, and most of all, to stay awake when the survival instinct begins to overwhelm reason. This is not a game. This is the ultimate test of trust. The limits and limits of people. Programs for people over 18 years old. If you are under 18, please do not watch. A male-female stranger together to the wilderness. Survival challenge. Do not bring food and drink without clothes. If you pass 21 days, you'll get $100,000. Beautiful female player is Erin. She's been in the Air Force for 7 years. After retirement, she's a cop in Alaska. The 5 players are 30-year-old Marilyn. You're a professional boxer. I'm not bored in the ring. Who should be in the top 40 in the United States? For this challenge, he said he would please his wife. More. You can win the grand prize of $100,000. At the end of the challenge, both were taken by the program's car. Challenge location. It's better than each other. Take off your naked AI as well as AI. After meeting, Erin quite pleased with Marilyn to tall black smelly. Then you both check your survival gear. Erin chooses to carry a knife. Marilyn carries the hook and the line. There's also an iron pot and lighter. Prepared by the program. Open map checkout. Marilyn suggested walking 3 kilometers towards the lake first. Then we'll build a shelter here. Erin said that everything will be arranged by Marilyn. It took 2 people for hours to get to their destination. The next most important thing is to build a place. Take shelter before dark. They chose a place not far from the water. Just clear the ground a little bit. And then take some thorns to form a circle. 2 hours after the last shelter is basically done. The next step is to light a fire and boil water. The thing that's missing in South Africa is dry wood. It took Marilyn a while to start the fire. Look, Marilyn has the ability and the potatoes are big. Erin came to tears of happiness. She went to the lake to get boiled water. At night the temperature plummets. Just as Marilyn was about to ask Erin to play a play, the theater suddenly had a roar outside the camp. It's not far away. There's 2 crocodiles fighting for their prey. Time to day 2. Last night was exhausting. A lot of your energy. Priority. Today's top priority is to find something to eat. Energy fishing is the best idea at the moment. Both of you go to the water's edge to find bait. A while later, Marilyn caught some small-toed fish in the water. It's a rare, good bait for fishermen. Not just postponement. Quickly find a fishing spot and start fishing. 2 people have spotted a crocodile in the water. Even though they both kept throwing sentences all day long, but still no harvest. In the evening there is only boiling water. The temperature is lower than yesterday. Even if you keep adding wood. 2 people still shivering from the cold all day without protein. Marilyn was no longer interested in playing games with Erin. Time to day 3. The 2 decided to split up. Marilyn's out looking for protein. Erin stays at camp to upgrade the shelter. In addition to increasing protection from the wind and keeping warm, you also need to prepare for the rain. It's unfortunate. She stepped on spikes while collecting 10 ingredients. Now, you can only pray that you won't give up. Because of an infection, Marilyn went out and walked around, but no prey was found. I went to check the hook and almost got bitten by a crocodile. White hands returned to the shelter. Erin also tried to run pretty perfectly. Thanks to the windshield. You're finally getting a good night's sleep. In the blink of an eye, it was Friday. The wound on the soles of Erin's feet is inflamed. Marilyn told her not to come out for the next few days. You alone will solve the food problem. I went to check the hook, but I couldn't find anything. I decided to put in some more hooks. Even if this place doesn't have protective rocks. But people still say, let's find wealth through risk. After changing the location, I actually caught a catfish. Keep throwing. Not long after, the second catfish was also caught. Then there's BA4 and 5 other fish. I caught a total of 2 fish today. And 5 tilapia. After a few days of hunger, we both finally got a good meal. Quickly cook a large pot full. With these proteins. The wound on Erin's foot wasn't a big deal. Erin also ate with a happy face. Time to day 7. The wound on Erin's leg got better. She went to Theo Marilyn for fishing. But when we get to the lake, both are silent. There's a whole bunch of hippos bathing in the lake, staring at two people. Don't think hippos are cute. In fact, it's as hot as ice cream. They have a very strong sense of territory. It can run at 10 kilometers an hour. Even lions have to dodge when they encounter them. You can't fish in this situation. You can only wait until the hippopotamus leave and check the situation. However, this will have to wait until the 12th day. Now you're so hungry you can't stand. Marilyn's brother couldn't stand up. What's worse is that there's hippos hanging around near the camp. You can't sleep all night. By morning, Marley couldn't take it anymore. I've only eaten a few fish in the last 10 days. And playing games every night costs too much energy. Even the strength of a fighter also cannot withstand such consumption. So I can only regret. Call on the program team to withdraw from the challenge. I feel a little guilty for leaving Erin alone in the wilderness, but I didn't have the motivation and the will to keep going. In it, we'll have to carry it alone for the rest of the time. Daytime is fine, but at night she always heard a roar near the camp. You're still a little scared. Time to day 14. Fortunately, the wound on her leg had healed. What's even more interesting is when you go get water, she found out the hippopotamus was gone. Now there's even a crocodile watching you from the other side. She started fishing in spite of that. You wanted to prove that you are a strong person. For the next few days she tried to go fishing. But most of you are white. You just know you're in the camp. By the 19th she was so hungry she couldn't walk. Fortunately, today she finally caught a turtle. Without delay, quickly bring back to the processing shelter a pot of turtle stew. There's enough protein to last you the rest of the way. Finally, on the 21st, she took the map out of the study. You are currently 3 kilometers from the old canopy. You have to go through the thick, thorny land in the middle. There are also tigers, bear and mamba black poison deadly on the road. She packed up and set off. The most difficult part of the road is that the ground is full. After every step, you have to pull out the spikes, plugs on the soles of the feet. They're even stuck on the road. But thinking about coming home and the prize money. No matter how hard it gets, you don't give up. After trying to walk through a field of thorns, just arrived at the evacuation point to get into the program's evacuation vehicle. She burst into tears of excitement. After the challenge, she lost 10 pounds. She did it and won a $100,000 bonus. In the next section, give you $100,000. Let you survive in the wilderness. A stranger of the opposite sex for 21 days. Don't get dressed. Do not bring food and drink. Would you dare to accept such a challenge? The player is Tom, 40 years old. Although not young anymore, but I still like to play against fatigue, to find out that she's paired up with a young girl to survive. Now you ignore your wife's objections. I am determined to find my youth again. The female player is 25-year-old Carrie. You're a soldier serving in the Iraq War. I heard there's a $100,000 reward. She signed up for the challenge without hesitation. The challenge this time, in the primeval forest of Cambodia. Players need to face high temperatures near 40 degrees. There's hundreds of crocodiles living here. If you're not careful, it turns into alligator protein. When you two just met, Tom gave an embarrassed smile. I didn't expect. My partner is not a young girl. Beautiful and Carrie. As soon as I saw Tom's potato, her face lips flushed. See, the map want to survive here for 21 days. You both need to find a water source. No protection from clothing and footwear. Every step you take is difficult. After a 3-hour journey, I finally heard the water flowing. Tom decided to set up camp here. You two work together. Carrie takes on the important task of building the camp. Tom is responsible for collecting 10 sticks to light the fire. By the time you're both done, the sun has set. It's too late to go out looking for food. You only know how to stay in the camp. Tom wants Carrie to play a game. But you feel so tired. All day without any protein. You just want to go to bed early. The next day Carrie woke up early from the cold. Tom took the bamboo to the stream to get water, then put it on fire to boil. They both had drinking water. Go out after drinking water, find food to replenish energy. But you two have different views. Tom felt he wasn't hungry yet, and there's no need to venture out. I want to lie down and rest. And Carrie didn't want to sit around waiting for him. Carrie decided to go looking for food alone. We walked a few miles. You found a lake. Intuition. I'm sure there's a lot of protein here. If you look closely, there are crocodiles in the water. It's looking straight at you. Maybe we can pick up some clams and bring them back. I thought Tom would be glad to see the food. But Tom doesn't appreciate that. I said something small. This is not enough to fill the gap between the teeth. Carrie's not a bully either. You were angry when you heard this. How much effort does it take to cut wood for food? It's all your responsibility, and Tom is sleeping. You said in this society, you only eat when you work. Hard work is hard work. Tom lived to be 40, so his face was thick. I tell you to say whatever you like. I'm not shy at all. I met a fellow soldier like that. Carrie can only accept her fate. The atmosphere becomes very awkward. You'd have started the Cold War in the afternoon. Tom went to Carrie and apologized. What you just said really shouldn't have been said. I beg you to forgive me. Let go of the past and look to the future. Collaboration is the only way to get through. Carrie is also a fun person. You quickly forgive me. Let the past go by after all. I need Tom's help. To keep warm when sleeping at night. Time to day 8. Carrie took Tom to the coyote fishing site that day. I searched for half a day. They both found a few empty shells. I found nothing to eat. You can only go back to camp and activate the starvation skill. Tom is a bright man in the afternoon. We got along for a few hours. You said you wasted a little energy on Carrie. She led him to the monkey cough nothing. Carrie endured and calmed down for a while. The more you think, the more angry you are. I don't care about Tom anymore. From now on, go your way. I go my way. Time to day 14. Early in the morning, Tom worked hard. I think if you behave well, I can get Carrie's forgiveness. But this time Carrie was really angry. Even though last night she was shivering with cold as she slept. But she decided not to let Tom keep her warm. Time goes by. No protein for a long time. You two are so thin you can't go on like this. Tom suddenly proposed ending the Cold War and actively offered to come together to find food. I left Carrie waiting at the camp. I'll go hunting alone. This time I brought back 7 clams, put it on the fire for a few minutes. I saw one that was broken. He quickly shoved the edible clam into his mouth. Carrie on one side burst into tears. She thought he'd changed. I didn't expect you to be so selfish, but I think the challenge will be over in a few days. She decided to endure for a while longer. When you get $100,000, you're going to say goodbye to Tom. It's finally coming to the 21st. Today is the last day. You just need 2 people to get to the evacuation point. 8 kilometers away is a successful challenge. Early morning, Carrie's going to boil some water and take it for a drink. I can't believe Tom accidentally spilled it. I don't know if Tom did that on purpose. Carrie really can't stand it this time. She swore at me like you for 3 hours. Tom knew he was wrong, so he sat there and didn't move. Then Carrie plays the missing game. Tom is looking around. Because you both have to get to the evacuation point by 4 p.m. If not, you will lose 7. Fortunately, Carrie was still thinking about the big picture. You appear in front of me at the right time. Both were back on foot for more than 2 hours. They both finally arrived at the evacuation point. Let the helicopter of the program team, discovered to people. Tom lights a fire on the ground and sends a distress signal. A few minutes later, the helicopter with the $100,000 prize arrived. The helicopter is flying towards you. Both should have succeeded. Tom said he wanted to go home with Carrie to apologize to her. But Carrie said it wasn't necessary. I never want to see your face again. In the next section, a man and a woman survived. In the wilderness, Africa, but the next second the ass runs screaming. What makes this woman run wild? Under the sun, Changlair. This is a wilderness survival program. A man and a woman. Surviving in the wild. Just survive. 21 days to receive a $100,000 prize. The challenge location is in Africa. It's not just dry all year round. There are some of the most dangerous animals in the world. Jaguars and hyenas are overlords here. There's also countless venomous snakes and scorpions. Female player Jessica is a sports coach. 40 years old this year. You have 6 children. Feeling depressed about taking care of your child every day. So she joined the program to find it again. The ego of life. So you're here to challenge yourself. After arrival, the first challenge is to take off your clothes. You are now truly free from your control. Male player is a construction worker. You're a single father of 2. You came here simply, just to get a $100,000 bonus. After you to meet, give each other a loving kiss. Those who have experienced it. Check the map tool carrying an axe. Jessica brought an iron box. 2 people have to walk to a river 2 kilometers away. To take on the challenge, Africa is basically exposure to the sun during the day. It can cause sun damage and water loss. They made hats out of leaves and set off. Walking under the scorching sun, Chang. They think it's 100 degrees. I didn't see any animals on the way. but there's a lot of animal footprints on the ground. We know that in 6 African countries, on the calendar very large day and night temperatures, when the weather is cool, all kinds of venomous animals. They will go out looking for food. The real danger is hidden, in places you can't see. High temperature makes the ground and the gravel very hot. So Jessica went slow. 2 kilometers that 2 people walk for hours. They both found a good place to build a shelter. Hidden, it can form a good natural barrier here. You have to build a shelter before it gets dark. Otherwise, it's dangerous at night. After a day of travel, they were both very thirsty, not think much of drinking directly untreated water. Until the night Jessica felt unwell. She felt very cold all night and a cough. The next day her head hurt. And Mark couldn't sleep with the cold. So it won't be cold tonight. Mark decided to try drilling wood for fire, but after 2 hours the fire didn't burn. That Jessica sitting on one side was crying. You can't accept that you only stay 1 day. And will retreat. This is the exact opposite of the oath you took. Max decided to take her to the river for a drink. The shelter is only 400 meters from the river, but the afternoon sun is the hottest time to drink water. You have to endure the scorching sun. This is definitely a challenge for Jessica. Take a short walk each time. They hid under the tree for a while. The temperature of the stone under the foot can be fry an egg. However, you both have to travel for 100 meters on this road. Go to the river to drink water. Jessica along the way breathing and screaming. After coming to the river, can't wait. You want to immerse your whole body in water. Max still trying to light a fire. Jessica is in charge. After a long time of trying, Matt has successfully lit the fire. Time to day 3. Jessica found some beans in the camp. These beans are the food that deer eat. Can add a lot of vitamins. Jessica quickly baked beans, but it tastes very unpleasant like pepper. Mark thinks he's not hungry yet. I'll make a door before it gets dark. I can't help but say that Mark has very good manual skills. Until the 4th day, Jessica's body is no better. After a night of thinking, she decided to leave this place and withdraw from the competition. Facing the death of Jessica, Mark doesn't just not feel lonely. Instead, you're more comfortable working. Been here 5 days. Mark made himself a smiling face. You've perfected the shelter. Mine in the last 5 days. I remember when I got out of the car, there was a big bird's nest nearby. I decided to go there and see if I could find any food. This nest belongs to a tiny African nest. There are 37 bird eggs. But Africa's tiny nest is abandoned. They're usually hiding places, hiding from the lizards and the cobras. It's a mess for a while. Found inside empty black only red forget it. I had to go back to the river to try my luck. I caught a lot of screws in the river. The snails, this is my first dinner here. By day 8 my eyes were completely hungry. Except for some shellfish. I haven't eaten in 8 days. I'm wandering around looking for food. Found a little striped melon walking. 8 days without eating. I'm sure you won't miss this opportunity. Wild snakes contain a lot of parasites. If not cooked, can be infected with bacteria. But I don't care that much either. You always make rock-baked snakes. After cooking, I eat without stopping. It's a great natural source of protein. After more than 10 days of continuous sun exposure, there's finally a rain coming. I'm cold curled up in a shelter. It took 5 days to build the shelter. But it didn't stop the rain at all. I wear the rain despite. It also protects the only source of fire. If the night is waiting, it's cold. The weather gets cooler after the rain. There's a lot of scorpions on the ground. They caught them to make food. In the following days, in addition to sleeping, collect 10 wood. The only food is eating scorpions. Waiting for the day of evacuation. Let's start with a little simple equipment. You walk along the dry riverbed. After a few hours of walking, I finally got to the evacuation point. I have successfully overcome this harsh challenge. And come back with a $100,000 bonus. In the next section, a man and a strange woman. To the wild forest, to challenge no food, no clothes. Can they survive 21 days in the wild? The challenge site this time is the Amazon rainforest. This is where there's the greatest number of species in the world. Crocodile piranha. And an army of insects up to 2 million. And among the greatest existential threats. That's about 20 millimeters of rain falling every year. In such a harsh environment. Can they survive? The first person to appear was Jack, 36 years old from Maryland. You're a master of wilderness survival. I've been single for over 15 years and has years of survival experience, out in nature, hunting or whatever doesn't matter. In your words, this time I'm actually here to find a mate. And his female companion is Jamie, 36 years old from Arizona. She's the nurse of the program. Survival in the wild, it's something you've mastered at your fingertips. The reason for this challenge is because to show off their survival skills. After you get to the rally point, after praising each other's bodies, they both started the challenge. Each person can carry a survival kit. Beyond Flint is available. Unfortunately, they both carry a large knife. The top priority when it comes to the rainforest is find a safe place to camp. Follow the muddy road. Soon they were blocked by a pond. From Jamie's observation, not far away, there's the silhouette of the piranha. But I can't manage that much right now. Just jump in the water and try it. Fortunately, this process is dangerous. Fortunately, there were no injuries. Go straight into the forest. Finally, they found a big tree. Before the sun goes down, first cut down a nearby tree, and then use it to frame a camp that's busy until evening. They both finally finished camp tonight. I just went to the play. This effect is not normal comfort. Until the next morning. Two people believed in 10 parts to start finishing the camp. Shelter because the humidity in the rainforest is too high. So fire is the biggest problem. First scraping some debris from the Magi cube for use as raw material, and then directly stroke the spark to ignite it. But they both tried it 10 times and it didn't work. And at the same time, it started to rain. It looks like today's plan has failed. Wait until day 3. Cold and hungry, looking for something to eat. Just got out of camp. A torrential rain ruined their plans. Today is a cold and hungry day. Time to Thursday. You're about to collapse after being hungry for too long. There was no food and no fire. The best way to prevent hypothermia. Now that's rebuilding the camp. Add a layer of rainproof leaves outside the camp. The water leak problem was finally solved. Wait until Thursday. Cold and hungry Jamie hiding in the camp. Don't want to move. Jack to survive. Can only go back and forth in the middle of the jungle. According to your idea, now we need more branches to add to the roof. To solve the problem of low temperature and water leakage. Wait until Saturday. I saw Jamie lying in camp all day doing nothing. Jack was very angry. When adults are angry at each other, ask the boy to make peace. Jamie agreed with Jack's idea and started working on it. Living in tropical rainforests like this, if you don't pay attention, you'll hit the spider in the face. If you don't notice below, there will be a snake on my leg. Or step on a nest of fire ants. So right now, you have to stay alert. To find food. Demi uses gabions to catch piranhas. Centipedes go deep into the forest to set traps for food. First use a tree's branches to erect a large tree, and put the bait underneath. A simple trap has been made. After setting the trap, get something to eat. You directly cut down a large palm tree, then peeled into some palm leaf cores to eat. Taste this delicious and sweet. Wait until you eat enough. Both prepare to light a fire. First, wear the goosebumps out in the sun to dry, and use a scrubber to create a spark. Soon after the fire was burning. Wait until there is a warm fire. You also need to make a solid wooden raft. Find a big tree in the forest and cut it down. I've been hungry all week. The slippers showed signs of dizziness and headaches. To see your companion collapse. All that, Jamie. What we can do is we're constantly looking for food to replenish energy. Explore along the forest. Soon Jamie found a lot of ROI. Bite try directly. It tastes very sweet and cool. With this food both survived until the day of evacuation. Just climb the raft to the evacuation point, 2 kilometers away to complete the challenge, and take $100,000 in prize money home. Would you like to participate in such a challenge? Educational analysis of lessons from the fight for survival. A survival instinct is real. But reason is what keeps you alive. In conditions of no food, no water, no clothes, people quickly reveal two sides of instinct and reason. Our instincts drive us to run away from pain, fear or competition for resources. But the mind itself, the ability to analyze, patience and emotional control, this is what helps players survive for a long time. To collaborate or get fired. Erin and Marilyn are strangers. Sometimes contradictory, but it's how they learn to communicate. Share the role. and support each other. They got them through the early days. In a survival environment, no AI survives alone. Team spirit, trust, and clear delegation are key factors. Strong body is not strong enough psychologically is the key. Marilyn is an outstanding health professional boxer. But I've also fallen for dismay and psychological breakdown. Meanwhile, Erin, with military background, stay calm and organized. Experience shows the best survivor is not the strongest. It's a persistent person. Be flexible and control yourself. 4. Nature is unforgiving. Harsh weather, insects, dirty water, ferocious animals. One elements are light hand with people. This reminds us that, despite the technology development, people are still very vulnerable. Without the knowledge and skills, nature is unforgiving, and only good preparation can keep us going. Advice from the program. A basic survival skill learning. Know how to filter fire water for shelter. Oriented by the sun or the sun. Are skills that are never superfluous, even if you're an urban person. 1-2. Health and discipline training. You don't have to be a fighter, but good fitness and discipline. It will help you calm down in stressful situations, from lost in the woods to accident in nature. Bar respects your companion. In survival circumstances, the companion, it could be a lifeboat or a dumbbell. Respect each other, communicate clearly, and shared responsibility. This will improve the chances of survival for the whole group. For mental preparation for the worst. Think about what you would do if you lost everything. Not to be pessimistic, but to be ready. Mental stability is the most powerful weapon of survival. Human beings are not defeated by nature. It's the loss of control within them. Survival programs are not just entertainment. It's a real test of courage, skills, and personality. Even if you never get into a situation like this, Erin and Marilyn, lessons from them are always valuable. Not just to survive, but to live better every day.